To look like a Hollywood starlet. Why, it's Ashley. Who knows you gotta do something about bright sunshine.
My name's Ashley Lind, and I just love it.
Ashley Lind, you got a really admiring daddy here. You're very lucky.
Yeah, I love her a lot.
And where is this reunion of dad and daughter taking place? At the Salvation Army headquarters in Kingston, where Saturday in the kitchen and in the gym and in the play yard, the day is turned over to Access, a community service of the Army for hard luck marriages.
I was very worried that I would be judged before I got here. There were some accusations made, so I was very worried I'd be judged and very nervous about the program. I envisioned this woman sitting behind a little desk, a warden, what have you, and that sort of thing, but it wasn't like that at all. Very warm and very, very welcoming and that sort of thing.
I was told it's like going to Grandma's.
It is. My kids feel that it's like going to Grandma's. I have two, and even now that, we're out of the program and custody's all finished and that sort of stuff, kids love to come back here and play with the other kids and still come around. So,
how did it help your situation after your marriage had broken up?
Obviously, very bitter both sides during the time, so it's a cooling down period, and it enabled the kids to see got to still see me and exchanges and pickups and drop-offs much smoother. No arguing, obviously, and that sort of stuff. So a lot calmer for the kids.
The kids are the main reason for Access, monitored neutral ground where the parent that does not have custody after marriage breakup can visit the child if visiting in that parent's private home has been disallowed by the court or the other spouse. Community service worker Burl Taylor runs the Salvation Army's Access. She's like the universal granny and chief executive officer rolled into one. How do you liaison with the court? How do they know you're willing to accommodate visiting for separated parents?
Floyd, it happened because I'm the community worker for the Salvation Army, and they asked me to become the family court worker, and I worked down there for a few months trying to find out where I should work, what I could best do for the people. And Family Mediation approached me about the Access program, wondering whether we could develop something at our building, giving a wider scope to the families. Normally they have a Tuesday evening visit down there for the families, and they're all together in one very small room. And so now, by bringing it up into this building, we're able to give a wider scope and a much more natural visit for the child.
How did they help you from the start?
Well, they helped my husband and myself to get access to his son through the bitterness. There was a lot, always is, after a breakup.
Sure.
And it took a long time to get visits. And this program enabled us to do that.
What was in the way of getting the visits?
Oh, normal emotions after a breakup, bitterness, just the normal things that most people go through. And it's a time where you can see your children and get all the bitterness out of the way.
Barry had an uphill battle getting access to the son from his previous marriage. What do they do here that really helps you, gives you a real leg up?
Space, time, support, talking to you to think things through and remember what's important, I guess, finally, and the bottom line is, which is your children.
Now, why can't these visits take place in one or other of the spouses' domiciles, in the former matrimonial home or in the place where the estranged spouse now lives?
These particular cases are under court orders. Of course, there are many access, I'm sure, available in the city where that does happen. But for these particular families, it's for multiple reasons. Could be an accusation of child abuse, could be lack of parenting skills. Maybe mom's not quite sure that the child would be safe, so we bring them into here. Sometimes the judge orders, a court order is given because the child needs to see the parent. The judge would desire that the child continue to see both parents until he's able to get to hear the case.
Right. Do you ever have the two parents themselves, without having to consult the judge, agreeing this is where they want to have the child visited?
That has happened because sometimes they would go through mediation, through counseling at the court mediation service, and Molly Knowles or one of the other mediators would refer them to us. We work very closely with them because they understand the legal system and terminology. I prefer just to focus on the children, and therefore I don't know all the answers as far as the legal aspect of it.
Salvation Army Community Service funds provide everything for the separated parents' visit, and estranged spouses from places such as Perth and Toronto meet their children here in Kingston.
There is no pay for our building here, so we're able to use all the rooms here. We have toy rooms, we have a lounge where they can watch TV. In the gym, they have floor hockey or volleyball. In the good weather, like today, we're happy to take them over to the park. So they can mingle them with other families that are out having a natural visit to the park.
And Burl Taylor's sitting here ready to respond to all the emergencies.
Well, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. I could say to you that I believe in this program because I came from a single-parent father family. I never, ever knew my own mother. And so that makes it more meaningful to me that these children have an opportunity to know both mom and dad.
Singleness is loneliness, isn't it? Isn't it? Even though there's neighbors on either side of where you live,
Yes.
you and the child getting along by yourself,
Yes.
or you getting along because you're the estranged one, you're not allowed to have the custody, you're getting along without the child most of the time. Loneliness.
That's right, it is. Loneliness. And I know that maybe some people wouldn't understand this, but for me and for running this program, I have to say to you that it's because of my faith in God. And I believe that it is God's will that these children should have a healthy childhood and that they have a right to know both mother and father. And I believe that as we help and work in the lives of these children and their mums and dads, we are going by Scripture, which says, inasmuch as you have done it unto one of the least of these, you have done it unto me. And I believe that God has been very good to me with my background and where He's brought me, and it's my pleasure to serve Him in this avenue.
Have you had any miracles happen here?
All the time.
Have you actually been able to mediate?
Well, we've had miracles, but that's God's hand in that. This program is totally covered by prayer. I have a circle of people outside that I just reach out to when I have a new case come in, and I give them a profile and I ask them, pray for this. Pray that we're going to get some reunions take place. You will meet some. I trust that you're going to talk to some that have come through the program, and they've seen miracles happen in their own cases. This morning I had a miracle. This very morning. We had a mom and dad that have been coming here for many months, and we've been doing an exchange of the children from one room to the other, taking the children from mom in one room, passing them to dad in another room. And for the first time this morning, mom and dad stood together and exchanged some conversation. And Floyd, to see that little boy look from mom to dad, and as they began to work out some differences, they had to chuckle because they realized how ridiculous they had been.
Oh.
And as they chuckled, so he looked with this grin on his face from mom to dad. That's the pay.
Mr. Rudd and Mr. Irish, who benefited from the Access Saturdays of the Salvation Army, now volunteer to help Mrs. Taylor run it so others in marriage trouble can get the help. When did you begin arriving here, and how did it help solve some of your problems?
I started coming about 8 months ago. And we've been just puttering around here for 8 months, just waiting for the courts to decide that I was responsible enough to go out and about. Their mother decided and stuff. So.
That must have felt great when that finally came.
Oh, yeah,
That decision came down, eh?
Yeah, it came down on Monday, and we've been out and about, and she says now I get to see her anytime I want and stuff.
So how is Access at the Salvation Army here the right thing for you?
It's great here, because if it wasn't for these people, a lot of us guys wouldn't even get to see our kids. You know,
Well,
we owe a lot to these people.
it's neutral territory, eh?
Yeah.
Why can't you visit the little girl in your own domicile?
Well, we had a little bit of problems and stuff.
You
Just didn't see eye to eye on some things.
Sure.
But things are different now, eh?
Be here with Mrs. Taylor.
Oh, yeah, she's a wonderful woman. Yeah, she's great.
You can go to the park, go downtown. And
Oh, yeah,
do
yeah. Now we get to go anywhere we want by ourselves, though, now.
There may be a restraining order against one parent and the other parent, but of course the judge has ruled that the child would see the parent.
If you saw the person against whom the restraining order has been imposed by the court coming up the hallway in the building here,
Yes.
what would you do?
We just ask them to, prior to their coming, I contact them and say, when you come into the building, will you go into the first door? This is the office. Say that to the custodial parent. To the non-custodial parent, will you please go into the gym and wait, and we'll bring the child to you.
Oh.
Yes.
So they can, the estranged parent not permitted to associate with the other parent,
Yes.
can come to see you here,
Oh, yes.
but not interfere with the comfort and activity of the
Yes.
person who's here with the child.
That's right. And we
Well-
try to give them all confidence.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emotion in this program.
Yes, I can believe that there is. Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Well, that puts a little flesh on the Red Shield appeal, which is coming up
On Monday,
in the
you
week,
said.
yeah, right after the program. And the money from the Red Shield appeal helps support Access.
And we'll recap this morning.